This week I spent less than $200 on plants. I found some materials that I can reuse right here on the patio, and I'm also using a lot of the material that I brought with me. And the result is that the patio is finally starting to look like the peaceful garden retreat that I'm dreaming of creating. Hi everyone, I'm Sue from Garden Moxie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I recently moved from my beautiful established garden in Michigan to a temporary home in Kentucky while we build our forever house. I have about 2 years here, and I've decided that I don't want to live without some beauty in my outdoor space. Last week, I shared my plan to focus on transforming the patio area first. I showed you the overgrown mess that we inherited, and I promised to work with what I have and to stay within a strict budget. Well, this week we've seen some really good progress, and I wanted to share it with you in this week's video. I'm not going to kid you, this challenge is not going to be easy. Working with a tight budget means getting creative, and sometimes that creativity gets tested. When I walked around the property with my husband this week, I kept thinking of the things from our Michigan garden that we loved. You can't expect to create a similar space in a matter of 2 years. Gardens definitely take time, but we do want to create a little bit of privacy, and we also want to add features similar to the ones that we really loved in Michigan. When I first walked around the property, I kept thinking about my Michigan garden with all of its mature plantings and all the structure. How do you recreate that feeling when you're starting from scratch? And how do you do it in a space that you know you're going to have to leave behind? I think the biggest challenge this week was just creating some structure on the patio. The patio felt a little flat and empty, especially compared to what I left behind. So I needed something to give it some bones and to make it feel intentional rather than just random pots scattered around. Then there was the budget reality. I could easily spend hundreds of dollars on mature plants, but that's not realistic, especially for a temporary space. So I had to figure out how to create impact without breaking the bank. There were a few items that we were able to bring with us from Michigan that we brought here to Kentucky that definitely are going to help transform this temporary space. Some of the things that we brought were a container-grown white pine, a Japanese maple, a lot of patio containers and decorations, and our fountain. The potted trees add so much structure and character to this patio. It definitely wasn't easy to bring the trees with us, but boy, am I glad that we managed to do that. These trees on the patio make a huge difference, and they already have created a sense of privacy. Now, one of the trees that was actually here on the property when we arrived was a sycamore tree that was planted much too close to the house, and if you can believe it, it looks like the tree was actually left in the container on the ground, probably for I'm not sure how long, but that tree had a will to live and grew right through that plastic pot. You can barely budge the pot at all. I'm not even sure how easy it would be to remove it. Now, the plan, of course, is that this tree is going to have to be removed because it's much too close to the house and would end up damaging the foundation. But I'm thinking of keeping the tree in place, at least for the next year. The reason being, it just adds so much character to the patio. So let me just share some of the things that we've added this week and that we've got into place on the patio that are helping to really shape this space. The first thing is I found these super cool vinyl siding clips that are letting me attach some containers to the walls of the patio without damaging the vinyl siding. Our house didn't have vinyl siding, and this is the first house that we've lived in that has this vinyl siding. So at the local Lowe's, I was able to find these metal clips, and these are absolutely perfect. You just kind of clip them behind the vinyl panels. It doesn't damage the panel at all. And it is allowing me to hold these containers onto the wall where I can plant some plants. And I've also added some mirrors and some different decorative touches. I really think that this dresses the space up. I found the clips at Lowe's, and I'll leave a link in the description below. I did find a place for my wayside shrine that I have, that this was an element that we had in our Michigan garden that we really love. But when I went to bring the St. Francis wayside shrine, which was also a wayside shrine that we had along our side yard, I found out that it was really not in good shape. So I need to build a new shrine for the St. Francis statue that I have. And I think that this will be a great add to the patio, as well as I think once we get the privacy fence up, it'll be another addition to the fence, similar to how we had in our Michigan garden. Now, as far as building it, what I decided I'm going to do is recycle the fence posts that we have, the panels from the fence that's already in place that's going to be removed here. This wood is actually not in terrible shape, and it's got this wonderful gray patina, and I think it's going to make a wonderful wayside shrine. Another great find this week I found online at Home Depot, and I managed to get 5 Oakland Holly bushes that I received here. They were shipped directly to our house, free shipping. I spent less than $33 per tree, and these trees are absolutely beautiful. Now, I've got the trees positioned on the patio right now, but we're actually planning to add these either along the side yard or as one of the dividing areas in the back garden once the fence is up. We might put them in along to kind of create a separate area and help to kind of terrace the backyard. These Oakland Holly trees are simply beautiful. They've got a wonderful green foliage. They stay evergreen during the entire year, and they also get red berries. And even though we have a ways to go, look at what a difference just a week makes. I feel like the patio is a nice little garden retreat. The same corner from last week is completely transformed. The hollies create structure, the shrine adds a focal point, and everything feels intentional instead of just randomly placed. And what I love most is that almost every single plant is in a container, which means that when we move to our new house in a couple of years, the entire patio garden can come with us. So I'm not just creating temporary beauty, I'm actually building the foundation for a future garden. Sometimes the best gardens aren't about having the perfect space or an unlimited budget. They're about seeing potential and working with what you have and trying to create beauty wherever you are. I'm so excited to keep sharing this journey with you. If you're enjoying seeing this transformation, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me know what content you want to see more of. And if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you join our community of gardeners. What would you tackle first if you were transforming a temporary outdoor space? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this video, friends, and we'll see you in the next one.